Welcome back to the Kacee Allen Show. I'm your host, Kacee Allen. We got a big show for you guys tonight. We're going to be talking about how uncensored AI was banned on X. Now, if you guys don't know about uncensored AI, it's the most uncensored AI there is out there. I mean, these guys are better than Grok, Gemini, all of them combined, because you ask them anything, especially anything about Israel, they'll give you an honest answer. And I think that's why they were banned on X. And Elon Musk, whoever it was, made the decision to make this happen. And before that happened, they actually removed 50 affiliate badges, including myself, from Twitter, from every account that was affiliated with Uncensored AI, which probably totaled about 3 to 30 million followers. And every single person lost their badge. Many lost their check marks. This is insane. X is not a free speech platform. And it only took for push come to shove for us to realize this. From what we thought when Elon bought this platform, any radical or any far right or left political opinion would be tolerated on this platform. That's what we thought, at least up until now. And when Uncensored AI garners the largest verified organization on X, X took it upon themselves to remove the badges, to ban Uncensored AI, and completely disconnect us all. I do believe this is because Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli prime minister, came to the United States and met with 20 American/Israeli influencers to discuss how they're going to combat the woke Reich with X and TikTok.
Influencers, okay. You said, we talked about the woke right, and you said, I call it the woke Reich. That's a brilliant observation. The woke Reich, because these people, they're not any different from the woke left. I mean, they're insane, they're loonies. But they're actually meeting on some of the things. And what we have to do is we have to secure that part of the base of our support in the United States. That is being challenged systematically. A lot of this is done with money. Money of NGOs, vast. Money of governments, vaster. Okay? We have to fight back. How do we fight back? Our influencers. I think you should also talk to them if you have a chance, to that community. They're very important. And secondly, we're going to have to use the tools of battle. The weapons change over time. You can't fight today with swords. That doesn't work very well, okay? And you can't fight with cavalry. That doesn't work very well. And you have these new things, like drones, things like that. I won't get into that. But we have to fight with the weapons that apply to the battlefields in which we're engaged. And the most important ones are the social media. And the most important purchase that is going on right now is class?
Followers.
TikTok. TikTok, number one. And I hope it goes through because it can be consequential. And the other one, what's the other one that's most important? X. That's very good. And, so we have to talk to Elon. He's not an enemy.
Now, TikTok was just recently purchased by the United States, which 80% of the stake will go to Larry Ellison, who is the largest contributor to the Israeli Defense Forces and owns Oracle. This basically gives you an idea of what's going to happen to TikTok. And he even offered Benjamin Netanyahu a spot on the board. To make things even better, Bari Weiss, who went to University of Columbia, is basically an Israeli spy. If you look into her history, she was given the editor-in-chief position at CBS. $150 million went into this transaction. Bari Weiss didn't even pull in 200 live viewers on her first YouTube live stream on CBS. Pretty sad when you think about it, but it's also funny because even when the Israelis try to buy the media, they fail. When they try to buy TikTok, I'm sure it's probably going to be even worse than what it was. Them trying to buy TikTok, them trying to buy mainstream media, really bring back censorship at this point. It's just hysterical because these people are making themselves a target whether they know it or not. The people that are massively overrepresented in our society that are doing these things to control our media, to control finance, entertainment, politics, and the fact that you think that you can obfuscate from the real issue and blame Qatar and blame other Middle Eastern countries and find some other reason to make Americans not blame Israel and the Israel lobby from everything they're taking from us and how they're infiltrating our American political system. They're not able to do that anymore because everybody knows, especially my generation, Gen Z, that Israel is controlling our country. They have a massive influence. AIPAC, the largest American lobby arguably in our history. They control every congressman besides Thomas Massie and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Every other congressman and congresswoman is bought by AIPAC. They go to these AIPAC receptions and have a barcode on their shirt. They walk around and they network with these AIPAC and Jewish handlers. So these Jewish contributors think that they can control our media. They're wrong. Americans realize that we're being subverted. We're being obfuscated from what's really going on in this country. Israelis, Zionists, whoever they claim to be, they think that they can come into our country, completely control everything. But they quickly realize that they failed. The young people, my generation, and think of me, I'm very far right. Think about the far left. They actually are hand in glove with the far right on Israel, or at least in some sense, because we both agree they're committing a genocide. We both agree that Israel has too much influence over our country. That's something that both parties, really anytime, will come together on. And it's the Israel issue, because we both know that Americans are not running this country. And that's what goes back to Uncensored AI. Free Uncensored AI. They need to be freed on Twitter immediately. It's insane that they get banned for simply hosting, harnessing a conversation with people like myself who are calling out the real issues here. And the fact that we can't even have that conversation on the supposedly free speech network, it really tells you that we don't have free speech. We're being manipulated. We're being controlled by this secular force. By people who aren't Christians. They want to bring back their Messiah, who isn't Jesus Christ. It's this Antichrist. I don't know where Elon Musk falls in all this, but what I do know is he's been complicit in the censorship, even all the way back to December of 2024, when he banned over 30 accounts for criticizing H-1B visas and legal immigration. So he's got no problem banning Uncensored AI on X, which is probably a rival to his Grok AI, because it's more real than what anything has to offer. I don't know anywhere else that I've seen any AI search engine that's even close to Uncensored AI, because they are the truth. They actually have real uncensored information. You'll find about Israel, you'll find about historical events. That's the real problem here. We're not getting the correct information, but even when we are able to create something that's authentic as Americans, it gets taken away from us. Gone at 46,000 followers. So we're seeing everything that's critical of this source of power being ostracized, eliminated, even being criticized by the people that are still here. But that's the problem. We cannot have open discourse, even on the free speech platform. Obviously, TikTok and YouTube and even Instagram are pretty much out of proportion. But when you talk about X, the free speech platform, people are getting banned for talking about things that are pretty much happening in real time. Everyone's against Israel. Everyone's questioning World War II and the Holocaust. Everyone's questioning these global events that are undermining our sovereignty in America. There's no problem questioning that. You're not anti-Semite. You're not hateful. You just care about our country and you're asking the obvious question. And the people that really control our country, they want to make you sound like you are those evil set of people because you even simply question this. This is the biggest foreign infiltration operation in American history. Israel has literally garnered control of our entire country. AIPAC controls Congress. So as Americans, we really don't have sovereignty. We don't have control. And if you create anything of your own volition that is contrary to the mainstream interests, clearly you'll get banned. You'll be erased from history, as X, the free speech platform, is showing to us firsthand. And that's why I currently don't have a badge on my profile, which I had for the past 2 weeks, the Uncensored AI badge, which I believe Uncensored AI would be at like 60 to 70,000 followers on X had they not been banned, because they were growing so quickly. Myself included, I'd probably be at like 15 to 16K. But no, X takes it upon themselves to yield to the Israel lobby, to Netanyahu, to the Israeli government really, who thinks that American speech should be regulated, should not be fully allowed. There are certain people that are against the Israeli American interests. If we were an American country that was fully sovereign, we wouldn't have this. Us as Americans who are American citizens would be speaking on behalf of Americans and would not be censored or controlled on what we say, because these people are controlled by the Zionists. The lens in which we look through and which we post on are controlled by this American-Israeli faction that literally hates Christians. They have a 2,000-year grudge against Christ himself. So what do you think they think about American Europeans, American Christians? They hate us. We ourselves want our own country. We want our sovereignty. Christians with a nation that can celebrate this identity. But these people, the Jews, are a problem because they don't believe in Christianity. They don't believe in hardly anything besides overthrowing other countries and helping themselves. They've made themselves a parasite to the United States. They're sucking the blood out of our country as we know it to benefit themselves in the state of Israel. And it's not just Israelis. It's not just the Jews of Israel. American Zionists have infiltrated our country and helped facilitate this Jewish power from Israel to the United States from American Zionists who are already here. Mark Levin, Josh Hammer, all these American Israeli influencers, Emily Austin, anyone you can think of that's shilling Israel. These people are traitors. These people need to be sent back to Israel and never come back to the United States, because these people have infiltrated our country and taken thousands and millions of dollars to promote this secular foreign agenda. If you don't see it right now, you're going to see it in the future. I'm not joking. This will happen if we allow this Jewish oligarchy to take over America. It's taken over so much already, and the fact that we're sitting back and letting it happen is treason. This is not Christian. This is not American. This is Israeli, Jewish secularism. These motherfuckers, they need to go right back where they came from, because us as Americans, we've played the nice game long enough. And if I was Trump, I would be saying that right now to Israel. I guarantee the tone shifts immediately. No one has had the balls to say that to Israel since JFK. He spoke out against the Israeli lobby and Israel's nuclear program. We need to step up and speak out against the greatest threat to our country since the British in 1776.